Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the continuing adventures of Octolich, as he treks through the dungeon. However, you managed to trek on tentacles is actually worth thinking about, but whatever. Where last we left off, I had finished clearing up a ziggurat, and I had, before that ziggurat, actually acquired the demonic rune. I found the fiery rune, i.e. Surabov's rune, so now there's just 3 of them left in Pandemonium. I've also completed the holy floor of Pandemonium, which is always nice, and, you know, good stuff all around. So all these objectives being complete, I'm actually pretty close to being done with Pandemonium. All I've got to do is find the remaining 3, and in my experience, what ends up happening is it takes a while, obviously, but what ends up happening is you're doing, and suddenly it's all done. It's like, oh, well, that wasn't that bad. I would like to play the mutation roulette game, as I like to call it, where you try various mutations out until you get a set that you like and keep curing out of the bad ones until, you know, you're good with what you've got. Because I feel like that might be a nice edge to give my character. In order to do that, I'll have to escape Pandemonium first, and hey, wouldn't you know it, there's the exit to Pandemonium, so I will get my shot. The big deal, of course, is finding both potions of mutation to get mutated, and potions of cure mutation are more important so that you can unmutate. Because, as most crawl players will tell you, mutation can often be the thing that kills you. You know, you get stuck with a shitty mutation and then you die from it a while later. But many things have changed for me. For example, I'm virtually immune to mutations unless I choose to be vulnerable to them by exiting by exiting Lich form. That's kind of valuable. Another example would be how. Okay, we're good here. Let's get out of here. Another example would be that my resists are nearly all maxed, so things like add 1 level of resist fire or resist cold kind of are worthless mutations to me now. Things like you hunger faster or slower, you eat meat, you eat bread. I don't care. I've got as much of everything as you want. As long as I can drink porridge, there's nothing that I really need food-wise because I'm a lich half the time. In other words, a lot of the standard reasons to be worried about mutations just don't apply to me anymore. And that frees me up to ignore several bad mutations and focus on gathering up some of the good ones. Since Potion of Mutation tends to give you a set, some good, some bad, let's just make sure to blink away from him before firestorming our old location. Since it tends to give you a set, some good, some bad, you can be virtually guaranteed that you're going to end up with a little bit of both, and as long as you can handle the bad, you get to keep the good. So, yeah, what's the problem with that? Okay, we're back in Zot 5. Now, I don't need to remind anybody that this place gave me a little bit of trouble last time I was here, and while I am significantly more powerful than that this time, I would be lying if I said it wasn't weighing on my mind. Let's ditch the extra ring of fire, I guess, and, well, bottoms up. Here goes. Let's see what I got. Body is misshapen, your spells are harder to cast but more powerful and AC +1. What exactly does body is misshapen mean to me? It means my AC is like half of what it used to be. That's bad. And miscast probability has gone up, but power has gone up. I'm probably wearing wizardry right now. If I remove that, my spells are a little miscastable, but they're not bad exactly. 3% is quite reasonable, actually, for some of these. And looking at my spell power, they're maxed. Like, a lot of these are maxed that weren't before. Maybe that's just training, but my charms my haste is maxed even though my charm skill is so bad that it's barely castable. That actually might have been a decent trade, but AC of 4 is kind of sort of unacceptably low to me. I'm not sure where I was getting all the other AC from though. Like, there we go. In Lich form it changes back to a decent amount. 10 is decent. I mean, for a guy wearing no armor, it's fairly decent. Alright, here's the final verdict. This set of mutations is not a set that I particularly like, because the bonus to spell power just doesn't seem tangible to me, and the miscast potential going from 1 to 3 is still noticeable. However, it is not a bad set. And actually, now that I think about it, since my mutation, since I'm casting spells 3% fail without wizardry, with wizardry it goes down to 1. So this is a manageable mutation, but not a strictly good mutation for me either. I think what I'm going to do is wait on getting rid of it. I don't see the need to get rid of it urgently. And let's see what happens as my spell training gets better and better. Because if I were to find an int +8 ring, all of a sudden miscast would not even be relevant anymore. Yeah, the body is twisted thing might suck, but I actually don't know how to compare this to... I don't know what this did to my evasion potential and my AC potential, to be honest with you. Did my evasion go down significantly? My shield skill stayed the same, but I want to know how bad this body is twisted and deformed actually is, and I don't know how to check that without maybe trying the crawl wiki, I guess. That's an idea. Crawl wiki. La da 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 da. Because if it's just a damage to my AC, I was already treating my AC as 0 anyway, so how bad can it be? Mutation. La 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 la. Where did they say list of mutations? There we go. Bad mutations. Deformed body. Reduces AC provided by your body armor by half. Does not affect AC from any other source. And bonus AC from your armor skill is still calculated based on armor's full base AC. So really, this actually doesn't do anything to me, because at most it takes away 1 AC from my my hat, or 2, and that's assuming my hat was even providing me AC, and that's assuming you think I give a shit about my hat, which I don't. Okay, so if I can ignore body is misshapen and digest meat inefficiently, then really what this is doing is giving me AC +1 and spells harder to cast. This is actually a decent mutation set then. Okay, well, that... moral of the story, mission accomplished. I don't see what the concern is. Let's see what happens when I put on the Ring of Robustness over, say, the Ring of Fire. Okay, let's see what happens when I put... there we go. AC goes up by 8 points, just like it should, and spell power drops such that I don't actually even see it, because Firestorm still looks maxed. Because the spell enhancer that I'm getting from the mutation is that good. In fact, let's confirm the spell enhancer effect as well. Crawl wiki. Because my gut feeling is it's just like wearing a Ring of Fire / whatever the spell happens to be. Mutations. List thereof. Good mutations, because it's not listed in red. Defensive, offensive, movement, perception, general, wild magic. Reduces the spell success rate of your summon, but increases their spell power. That's literally all it's saying. I would have to look at the spell power formula to see how it stacks in. There we go. Wild magic increases your spell power, decreases your spell power. The bonus is times 1.5, times 2, or times 2.5. Okay then. And that's to do with this bar of spell power. And that, so I would be like times 1.5 for the fire ring, times 1.5 for, because it's one enhancer, times 1.5 for this wild magic because it's a separate enhancer, times int over this, times spell schools. Okay, this is actually a very good mutation, in which case for me, it's a set that would have been bad for a non-octopus, but for an octopus, this is just win. Alright, let's find that door to Pandemonium that I was on. That panda door. I no longer feel the need to go out of my way to find more mutation potions right now. When I'm in the mood to play around again, I might, but for the time being, this is just win. Let's lose all the stuff I don't need. The Wand of Invisibility times 1, the big-ass shield. Let's put on that Ring of Fire that I know I have, and replace the Ring of Resist Fire int +4. Mage. How about just the flat int bonus? Do I need that? Oh, here we go, the generic bonus guy. That's the one that I don't need. Now that does make me overweight, which is a problem, but it's only kind of a problem because I'm overweight because I'm carrying stuff, and I can fix that. Let's drop a bunch of heal potions of various kinds. Let's drop a couple porridges. Let's drop all of the brilliance potions. I shouldn't ever need those. Let's drop most of the cure mutations. That way I don't ever have to worry about them shattering. Let's drop a few restore abilities. Let's drop all of these decks. They're more for me to play around with later than for me to actually use. Let's drop the fog scrolls that I seem to have. I'm sorry, this is way more time than I intended to take just experimenting with stuff, but that's what happens sometimes. You kind of have to housekeep a little bit. I'm not even close to burdened anymore. In fact, I can leave Lich form and still not be burdened. But I can go further from here. I have 2 tele wands. I don't need that many, so I can ditch one of them. Staff of Fire I like holding on to. Don't ask me why. I can ditch the Wand of Cold. I only hang on to it for historical purposes. And the Sword of Surabov. I've been waiting for a chance to ditch that. Not any better? That's a lot better, right? 86% unburdened, and that's without being a Lich. With being a Lich, it's even better. Now, the only other question is, what does the reduced strength do to my casting? The answer, no noticeable effect. If, however, I remove the intelligence booster, or the wizardry booster, it's actually still fairly reasonable. Perfect. I'll keep the wizardry booster on, though, because for the time being, it's the most valuable thing in that slot. What am I training? Conjurations to max, evocations up, great. Things that need to be trained are charms, because that's the one that's failing the most. And I guess all the level 9s could use max training, so just with time. Okay, that's enough wasting time. Oh, right, ditch most of the remove curse scrolls, please. What else? Yeah, that's it. Okay, enough wasting time. Let's get back to work on Pandemonium, which is waiting for me to pick up a couple more runes. Yeah. Not back right away. Gotcha. Let's go ahead and kill shit. And you might wonder why I leave my stash in the middle of the floor where any old monster can come pick it up. It's because I'm not scared of that happening. It's kind of silly. I could take some rudimentary efforts to protect it. At the same time, think how little I actually value those items. Those are all items that I carried around with me for a long time and never made use of. With the exception of... and even the most valuable ones among them are things that I'm likely to come across again and again and again. Cure Mutation should be one of the most valuable potions in the game, right? But I'm at the point where I have a mutation set that I like, and I can preserve because I never get mutated unless it's by my will. And there was a... okay, there's that potion. I was going to say there was a potion of healing right here, and it's gone. I'm at the point where I'm carrying 20 of a potion, and I'm ditching them by the 10s because I can't carry that much weight. So, as much as I carry consumables, the truth is I don't really need them very much at all. There are a few that I do need, but I don't really even need those. Its Potion of Magic is possibly the single most important one, and I tend to flip by it pretty cavalierly. Let's go ahead and turn off Scroll of Teleportation for the pickup list. I have the wand, which I'm supposed to be using. I'll carry a single Scroll of Teleport so that, you know, I can spare my perfect wand at one time, but I shouldn't even be using it. What the hell, was that a toenail golem? It's the most disgusting thing I ever heard of in my life. Except, you know, truly disgusting things, I guess. There is worse. There are worse things that could exist than a toenail golem. You'll notice that I'm playing very quickly as I surf through Pan. It's because you often are in Pandemonium for a very long time, and once you know the enemy set and you know what you're doing, well, let's put it this way. I've handled ziggurat floors. Nothing that Pandemonium can throw at me is going to be, in and of itself, truly dangerous. It's going to have to be the unique dangerous floors, and the unique dangerous monsters. And, yeah. And they're not here. So far so good. Dude, I've got to... ZF is supposed to be my poison arrow attack, but I'm also used to doing a one-handed dealie where I go ZZ, ZF, ZX, ZE to get on all of my buffs. So, crap, it's you. See, this kind of situation is like the worst possible case scenario for me, and it still has me outrunning a Pandemonium Lord while hitting him for a quarter of his health every time I attack. So, yeah. As long as I don't get ambushed by Hell Sentinels or something, I'll be fine. Let's get a nice murder of dragons. I seem to recall once upon a time I wasn't sure what you called a large group of dragons, so I just decided to call them a murder. Another point that's worth bringing up is, why am I even exploring these floors fully? If I'm really just in it for the runes, there's no reason I can't just skip floors one after the other. And that's actually a very valid point. I could do that, and that would be a good way to play too. The reason I don't is twofold. Firstly, because I don't want to. But secondly, and much more importantly, I don't actually have that Wand of Heal Wounds that I really, really want yet. And that wand could still save my life. There have been a couple situations where the... Shit. I'm on fire. I'm going to lose a lot of scrolls. Of them, the most important not to lose is recharging. And magic mapping. And... blinking. And remove curse. And neither of these are important. Okay, but I got to save them both. Okay, now we'll finish being burned. And now we'll pick up what's left. Oh, boop. No, we won't. There's a named unique to kill. Herp derp derp. And that's the other thing about not having conservation. It's kind of a nice mental check on just getting tens and tens and tens of items. The truth of the matter is, the only item that I'm currently carrying in my... Good God. It's happened again. I used the wrong button because I'm trying to poison now. The only item that I really don't want to lose are my Potions of Restorabilities and my Scrolls of Recharging. Things that I need in order to keep my other items working. The ones that actually, you know, I use constantly. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me! And the thing is, there's no way to prevent this from happening. I mean, if you're going to free walk, this is going to happen. And I do need at least some of these scrolls to make do. I mean, otherwise I can get cursed and stuck with whatever equipment I have, and that's it. And unlike Deep Elf or some character with full armor slots who might have, you know, some permanent abilities, all of my rings are valuable because I can swap them. I think what I'm going to do from now on is ditch the important scrolls when I arrive on a floor and pick them up before I leave. It's going to be a little more tedious, but it will save me from losing my recharge scroll, which, let's be honest, is kind of the most valuable scroll I have. I did it again. Wrong button for the effect. It's you again. I remember you from the last 6 scrolls that I lost without ever using. That's it again. Okay, you know what? Screw it. If I've made that same mistake 6 times, maybe I should just switch the letters. Obviously, I don't get characters to the post-endgame and keep them here very often, so I'm not very used to all of these abilities. Ooh! Free potion of cure mutation. It's a shame I like my mutations. I like them very much. By the way, in case you didn't notice, the amount of damage I'm dealing with this spell is a little bit higher than it was before. Not a lot, but a little. Oh, here we go! Pandemonium floor. Awesome. Let's go ahead and begin by dropping the valuable stuff that I don't want to carry into battle. Actually, let's just make it 4 and keep 1 on hand. And blinking and... oh no, why are we ditching blinking then? There's no point ever having it. Magic mapping and recharging can go. And save 1 S just in case. I'm becoming more and more arbitrary with what I keep and what I don't as I go. Because really, as much as I make it sound like these are hard and fast rules, I'm hoping it's obvious, it's becoming more and more obvious to you guys that they're really not. It's just playing by feel half the time. As long as your build is kind of okay, you're going to get far. And as long if your build is as broken as Mutation, plus mana channeling, you could probably win by spamming Haunt. You don't even need Firestorm. Okay, admittedly, Haunt would be really hard. Just don't do the post-endgame stuff, though. I mean, post-endgame requires a build that actually works, and then you'll be fine. Okay, if I recall correctly, this guy tends to like using Titans to guard his entranceways. Let's go ahead and channel some mana back, and then boom, blow up your goddamn wizards. Okay, there's a 6er free that's literally sitting next to me the whole time and it's irritating me now, so I'm just gonna get a dragon in play and beat it up. Because, you know, it's not worth a Firestorm, not a Firestorm, it's not worth me blinking out of the way to hit it or shooting a whole poison arrow which it will dodge. I might as well just let a much more reliable ally hit it for me. Interesting. I actually had already forgotten that I was using my AC +8 ring, the Ring of Robustness. It's certainly not necessary, but it's also kind of nice to do. Go from not having an AC to having one. Ultimately, though, the best thing about AC is the guaranteed damage reduction, so without that, it's not as important. Okay, I am unable to readily channel back mana. I'm going to back off until I get that up to the crystal ball level. Damn it! Technically 20 is way too low. Well, not way too low. 20 is below optimal to use crystal ball, but it's not like it doesn't work. It just doesn't work every time. And I do like this producing steam clouds every time I fire a shot. Oh, another scroll recharging. Steam clouds every time I fire a shot, because what happens is it blocks their line of sight for a follow-up, but I'm usually killing in one hit, so it doesn't matter to me. Given my situation, it's probably important to keep swiftness up. So let's make sure I do that from now on. Raise that, blow you both up. Is Charms being trained? It is not. It's trained Charms now that Conjurations has been completed. Fire is obviously the next most important in terms of damage output, but I am using a lot of utility spells that need some love too. Alright, oh my god, you guys literally just appeared out of nowhere. Hell, okay, you know what? I tire of being surprised. Next time you guys try to ambush me, you're gonna have to get through my fucking Dargans. So suck on that. Okay. I suspect the boss is right inside this third chamber, so I'm gonna haste right now in anticipation of blowing it up. And there it is, it's Lom La Bomb, who in fact is going to be bombed to hell. Oh, thank God. I just crystal balled and it worked. And naturally, all of the cyclones around it renders Lom La Bomb's chain lightning balls, or whatever it's called, completely ineffective. And now Lom La Bomb's dead. I think sometimes the only reason I think the only reason I consider Cerebov the most dangerous of these Pandemonium Lords is because I use Firestorm, and he does too. If he used, if he was ice themed and didn't have the fire resistance he does, maybe he wouldn't seem as tough to me. Or alternatively, you know, if I used Ice Storm. Okay, where did I dump all my scrolls before I came in? That looks like the spot. Scroll. Take me there. God damn you. Yeah, I accidentally used the correct key because I changed it out. Clearly, I think of ZF as Poison Arrow still, so it should remain my single target conjuration for a while. Healing up. Okay, that last crystal ball cast dropped my intelligence by 6. Thanks to wizardry, I'm still okay though. I even maintain my max spell power. Okay, next area. Just a generic area. You know what? To hell with it. There's going to be a lot of Pandemonium floors to cover. And the odds of me finding a wand are at least as good here as they are elsewhere. So I'm just going to go to the next area instead of fully exploring this one. Channel up. Lock and load. Funny to say that when you're talking about making dragons. Okay. Yet another generic area of Pandemonium, so we'll explore a bit more. There's an exit, so I can get out if I so desire. There we go. 4 scrolls of recharging. That's more like it. A reasonable number. Okay. I'll just random blink a couple times until I'm out of your way, and then I'll just blow you up. Whoa, ow, 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 ow. Okay, there was something here. That would have been helpful to know before I was getting my ass killed. Let's go ahead and use swiftness to get away, and use firestorm to kill them for following me. Ow. Bolt. Keep that charms up, baby. Yeah, I mean, if I've already killed the Panlord, I might as well just finish the floor off. It can't be that much longer. Okay, so we're at 2 out of 5. No, 3 out of 5 for Pandemonium rooms. The generic one and 2 of the bosses. So let's see if we can't get another, I guess. This is just a generic region of Pandemonium. I always check the message when I first get in and see whether or not it warns about a weight on my shoulders, terrible lord of Pandemonium must reside here, yada yada yada. Okay, where's that scroll of recharging? It was here 10 seconds ago. I saw it. God damn it. You know, it's things like this that make me convinced that sometimes Firestorm kills scrolls and sometimes it doesn't. Because I've tested this by blowing at my, firing at my scrolls repeatedly, and they stayed. And yet sometimes things like this happen, and then I wonder, because I know I saw the scroll recharging right there, and I know I didn't auto-travel or pick it up somehow. Whatever. I have 4, so... Ha. In fact, I should... When did I get an acquirement scroll? I've been playing too fast, I didn't even notice. Let's get a wand. It's an unknown wand, which means it's going to be a healing wand. What the hell, I'll blow it anyway. I should have enough scrolls of recharging to get this to max once I find something to identify it with. Yeah, you ball of steam me, I ball of fire you. Let's see who wins. P.S. Here's a hint, it's me. Well, I know it's a wand of healing, so even if I don't know how many charges it has, that doesn't mean it's any less of a wand of healing. And I know it's a wand of healing because if I check the unidentified wands, there's literally one in the entire game that I don't know yet. So yeah, I'm actually curious how long ago I picked up this scroll of acquirement and just forgot that it even existed. If any of you have noticed it in the comments, you know, please feel free to remind me, because if it was something like, oh, you missed that 3 ziggurats ago, I'm going to kick myself so hard. No, 3 ziggurats ago would be impossible. A ziggurat ago. 3 videos ago in the ziggurat. There we go, that's what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Any identify scrolls? None. Okay, screw it. Let's just figure out what this is. Yes, targeting myself. 4 charges left. Brilliant. Let's charge it up some more. Now it has full charges. What next? Let's cap out the Wand of Hasting. Now that has full charges, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Next. Eat the pear. Fine, you can't eat it, drop it. Next floor, please. You don't count. Next floor, please. Okay. Terrible Lord of Pandemonium. Sign me the fuck up. What do I need to drop? Let's drop a generic amount of generic potions. Couple restore abilities. Any utility scrolls that I don't think I'll need. 2 remove curses. Actually, hang on to a blink scroll. That may yet save your life. And, yeah, that's a good amount of consumables. If I lose a lot of these consumables, I'm not really going to be that upset either. Whatever, let's go. I'm too bored to stop and actually play this optimally. Let's just finish the shit out of this, guys. Alrighty, what's next? More things to kill, more things to kill. Remember, Cerebov is, in my opinion, the most dangerous of the Panlord uniques. Possibly the most dangerous unique in the game. And in my opinion, the hardest places in the game, or at least the potential to be the most dangerous, are ziggurat floors. Now, with the exception of the one ziggurat floor I fled, I've basically handled the ziggurat floors pretty well. So, if that's not threatening to me, there's not much left that is. And that includes whichever Panlord this is. It is possible to know which Panlord you're facing just by the color of the stage or the layout. You may have noticed that I was very familiar with Cerebov's Fortress. It's because that one kind of just seems memorable to me, so I tend to remember it. But in general, I don't actually know. I had a guess that I knew what Lomlabombs was, but I didn't really know for sure at all. And it turned out to be Lomlabombs, so, okay. This one, I have no clue who it is, which actually is a positive thing to my mind, because it means the boss here has left so little impression that I have nothing to fear. What I will say is this chamber looks suspiciously like a design, which leads me to believe that the Pandemonium Lord is going to be somewhere within here as part of the design. Which actually is going to make it pretty simple to find them and kill them and take their rune. There it is. It is Noleg. Manoleg? Noleg? Manoleg. However you pronounce it, it's a dead man walking, except it's not a man, because Firestorm is already dropping it massively. Yes, my dragons get caught in the crossfire, they can die too, but clearly, I mean, that was nothing compared to Cerebov. Probably, again, because I'm using Firestorm and Manoleg probably doesn't like fire, or doesn't have enough resistance to it. Okay, what else is left? More to blow up. More to blow up. That looks like something summoned a bunch of low-level creatures. Probably something invisible in the middle of them. The good news is Firestorm doesn't require line of sight. It just requires you to die. Haha! It does require line of effect. I don't know. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's smite targeted. It requires certain things to not be obstructing you. Oh, you are so dead. You less so. Alright, what's next? That can die. That can die. I noticed that auto travel took me in the opposite of the correct direction. Did I pick up the rune by accident? I hope I did. I did. It's the glowing rune. So I've got demonic, which I knew about. Fiery rune. Something's not right here. Hang on, I've got to think. These are the 3 runes I picked up before I even started, and this is the rune from the vaults. Okay, that's so far so good. I have killed, this is the one I got before I went to the ziggurat. I just killed Cerebov, and I've killed 2 Pandemonium Lords in this particular video. So that's 8. Okay, good, because I don't remember picking up the actual rune, either in this Panlord's chamber or in the last ones, now that I think about it. But I have been, like, auto-explore, auto-completing the floors, and it is precisely for this reason that I have runes set to auto-pickup, because, well, can you imagine how much it would suck to do all the work, not pick up the rune, and know that that floor would never ever respawn again? Yeah, that sucks. And that's actually one of the important things about going into Pandemonium is, at any time you might find yourself in the Pandemonium Lord's room and be forced to do battle with it, or give up the rune forever. So if you're actually attempting a 15 rune run, you really should be ready for Pandemonium when you go into it, instead of just casually exploring it. It's a bit of a catch-22, admittedly, because by the time you're going into Pandemonium, you're still trying to get prepared for the worst it can offer. I wasn't fully ready for Cerebov when I went to fight him. I just dealt with it. Okay, that thing literally spawned in the middle of nowhere. That's just bullshit. Okay, now I dropped a bunch of junk. I'm pretty sure that's here, right? It is here. Let's pick all that back up and see what that does to my weight. It does nothing. Okay, back to full. Again, there's something wrong about this count, I feel like. It's really concerning to me. I just gotta think about this real quick. I've killed 3 Panlords, the 1 generic Pan rune, Silver Rune, Slimy, Barnacled, Serpentine. What's left is 1 more Panlord, 4 more Hells, and the Tomb. 1 Panlord, 4 Hells, and the Tomb. So what am I missing? Shit. Okay, that comes out to 14. Oh, and the Abyss. 1 Panlord, 4 Hell Runes, the Tomb, and the Abyss. Okay, good. So I haven't missed a rune. I just auto-picked it up, thank God. Okay. This is why Lich Form is awesome. No goddamn mutations just because something stares at me funny. Good God, where the fuck are you people coming from? I keep killing you. You weren't even here before. I'm just gonna beat you up with my stick. You don't exist as far as I'm concerned, laddie. Okay. This video has gone on too long, but you know what? That last video was a bit too short, so we'll just, you know, 1 up, 1 down, call it even. And also, we'll make a nice stopping point if I can find all of the... Oh, wow! Remember how I said in passing earlier that the Pandemonium Lords, in my experience, what happens is you're going, and then you just get all of them one by one? Well, here we go, one after the other. I'm going to put on the C invisibility ring because judging from the fact the first enemy I saw was invisible, I predict there will be more of that kind. In favor of, I guess, the Ring of Fire makes sense. Yeah, so put on C invisible in favor of the Ring of Resist Fire or the Ring of Actual Fire. The Ring of Fire. Cool. I can now see what I can't see. This has done a little bit of damage to my Firestorm power because when you combine it with the fact that my intelligence is so low, my spell power actually has gone down to just 1 pip. Or has gone down by 1 pip, so it's short of maximum. At the same time, being able to see what I can't see will help a lot. I think. It will certainly prevent me from walking into a death trap. Assuming there are invisible enemies on this floor, which is a fair assumption. You'll notice that in previous rooms I made the intentional decision to drop certain scrolls tactically and all that. And now this one I'm just like, fuck it, just go. There's a reason for that. Laziness. I don't see the need to worry so much, so I'm not gonna. Just make sure I've got, you know, decent dragon support and all. A big part of it is because I now have the triumvirate of awesome wands. I've got the heal wounds for if things go wrong. I've got the haste for if I'm out of mana and need to, or if and I've got evoke teleport for get out of jail free and if I'm under the gun. I have controlled blink as a spell, so I don't have to worry about, you know, being in an unfortunate situation as long as I have a few mana. And I have any number of means of channeling mana, so yeah. All of my utility spells just serve as utility, and the worst that can happen is I lose all of them, and I just have to play cautiously until I happen to collect a bunch more. Good consumables can come and go like that. And the rarer ones, like Cure Mutation, well, and, you know, that one admittedly doesn't just come and go. It's pretty rare, but it's also, you know, very, very rare that I actually need it. To the point that the 8th stack that I left behind in the dungeon, I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. I'm probably never going to use all of that stack. Period. Let alone all the other Cure Mutations that I have since gotten. This guy is invisible permanently. That's the Luristic replica that I keep talking about. And the fact, yep, there's 2 of them, there's 3 of them. It looks like I made the right call in being concerned about invisible creatures on this floor, because otherwise I would have been flanked by something I didn't see, dealing with the Executioner, and then being bit from the back. And don't forget that it can also drain, so, yeah. You know, for low spell power, if I can still one-shot this guy's invisible permanently too, so, Shadow Wraith. Yeah, for, sub-perfect spell, or for lower spell power, I'm still able to one-shot executioners. I'm still doing pretty good. We're just gonna blink, and then blast. And then re-blast. Okay, that's good. And I'm just gonna strip away all of this cover, because it irritates me. I want to see my enemies coming so I can just blow them up. Actually, let's open a hole in the side of the wall here so I can escape out as well. I like having a lot of options. Man, this floor is full of executioners. I hope my AC +8 rank is on. Good. Because, you know, without that, these executioners could potentially devastate me in just one hit. And, you know, that would suck, sort of thing. Monkeys. Okay, blow you up. Anybody else want to die today? I'm happy to kill you, just, you know, please forget getting in a line, just get in a nice big square. It's actually one of the best part about feelings you get when you do a ziggurat and you come across like 20 enemies that you're going to firestorm all at once. It feels great. Okay, this is probably the inner sanctum, just based, you don't even have to know that, just look at the shape of this area. It's clearly not just another area, it's the closed off center. So I'm going to shoot firestorms on in, kind of like throwing fire in the hole. If I were to suddenly run out of mana right here due to a bad crystal ball miscast, they could potentially force a teleport out of me. Let's go ahead and open some more holes in the wall. Plenty of escape options, plenty of escape directions. Okay, good. Keep that swiftness up and blow up anything that approaches me. Damn it, I missed. Didn't miss with poison arrow. Okay. Evocations is actually rapidly approaching 27, so let's just turn that off because any further work on that would be very uphill. Let's focus on fire magic. I want this firestorm down to as low as it's going to get. Actually, was there something else I needed to do first? I forget. The hell. Let's go for health and fire magic. And we'll worry about Mutation later. Or was it Charms that no, Charms I already leveled up to 10, so... No, I don't want to shoot myself with a firestorm. What do you think I am? Suicidal? Obviously you don't, otherwise, you know, you wouldn't have been so concerned about my decision. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn on evasion. You'll notice my evasion is now in blue at 29. And there he is! Glorx of Loch. Or Glorx of Loch, or however it's pronounced. And oh, wouldn't you see that? Just look at that. Actually, you know, let's read it because I'm curious. Very resist to electricity, poison, and cold. He has no resist fire. No wonder I'm not scared of this guy. Because he doesn't have any resistance to my primary attack. Ow. That's kind of scary. Let's blink, and then one shot, two shot, dead shot, you shot. Okay, that's the 9th rune. That is the last of the Pandemonium runes. Not counting ziggurats and just random farming of good stuff, there's really no reason to stay in Pandemonium anymore. I am now on the lookout for exits, if they appear. And I think I'm actually going to cut the video here. This is a good time to stop the run, yeah. Yeah, so, so far so good. No complaints. The pace has been smooth. I even managed to acquire... I don't know how I acquired the acquiring scroll, but I did manage to acquire, on my 3rd attempt, a Heal Wounds wand. So, hooray. And yeah, and I've got all of the Pandemonium runes. So next run, what I'm going to do is continue looking for an exit. Either a straight exit would be nice, or an exit through the Abyss even would be fine. Anything that just gets me out of here. Hell, I have to pick up the Abyss Ruin anyway, so if there's an Abyss exit, I'll double up and do the Abyss Ruin next. Okay. Used to be you could just use a distortion weapon, which has the chance to, you know, force you to go to the Abyss. But they fixed that now so that if you unwield a distortion weapon and you get Abyss and then you come and then you get out, it'll just take you back to wherever you were before. So I kind of need to find the exit through the abyss to get out of here instead of just doing it myself. Alright, we're done here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all next time.